Yes, guys, how's everyone doing? Wake up, Daniel Levy, eh? Look, I spoke about this the other day, the last video I did on my channel, that, yeah, we need quality, man. Everybody knows it. Everybody realises that, in that forward line. And today was a bit of a snapshot, right, of what it's going to be like playing in that Champions League, especially away from home against big sides. Look, Bayern Munich, good team, quality side. They made us look so poor, didn't they? Really, we were terrible today. Let's be honest here. I can't say anybody really played that well at all. It was a poor performance. Yes, Bayern got a couple of decisions went their way, but come on, like they could have won that 6-7 goals to nil, and even they took off their their starting first team players and brought on the kids, and they still walked all over us and scored 2 more goals. Now, guys, look, I know there's going to be a big reaction from the fan base after this game, because it was truly awful. And yes, people are going to be worried, yeah, and I am worried for that game next week against PSG, because PSG, if we play like that, it's going to be very, very hard, and I can't see us getting anything out of that game. It's for me, the game, it was just so comfortable for Bayern Munich, the way they just passed it round, created chances at will. We couldn't hold on to the ball. Paulinho obviously hasn't played off much. He looked rusty. Bentancur was trying. I mean, Richarlison working hard, but again, just hasn't got that quality. The effort was there. Kudos, I thought, was okay. He tried, but when you haven't got quality players around you, it's tough, right? You can't do it all by yourself. And Johnson, a passenger on that left. I think Spence defensively wasn't his best today. Got caught out so many times, and there was a fault for that second goal, that curler from Coleman. Amazing goal. When they scored some good goals, didn't they? But we just let them. Ben Davies comes on left back. There you go. And this is an issue, isn't it? And it's the forward line. It's just, no Maddison. Son's gone now, even though Son didn't have the best of the season. You look at that forward line and, the creativity. There's somebody on the ball who can dictate play, playmaker type, someone who can pass the ball, maintain possession, spread the play, just kind of dominate the football. And, I've been crying out for that type of player all summer, that creative source in the team, that quality, who technical, good on the ball, really makes the team tick. Bentancur, when he comes up against top midfielders, he does really struggle. We've seen that in the past. Paulinho obviously gave the penalty away. Got to give him a bit of time. He's just coming to the side. He's got to build up fitness. He hasn't had a lot of football. But again, it's more to do with the kind of, for me, the creativity, the way we move the ball forward, keeping possession, creating opportunities. Bayern Munich, they were just pushing us off the ball, bullying us, just playing they played the game at their own tempo, attacked at ease, chance after chance. I mean, if you look at the stats, they're pretty bad. Like, if you look at the attacking momentum, it's just all Bayern Munich, a little bit in the last 5 minutes from us, but other than that, Bayern Munich just completely dominated the football. If I go to some statistics, I'll just tell you how awful it was from Spurs. I mean, chances, they had 26 shots to our 6. They had 6 big chances, and this is what I'm talking about. 6 big chances, and that's why it should have been 4 or 5 to Bayern Munich. They just had some poor finishing. Fikayo made a great save as well in that second half, and I think he made a couple, to be honest. And they peppered our goal. We just it just didn't look like the team had belief. And it all, the defence, a bit shaky as well. Van der Ven, I thought, was a bit rusty. Romero, didn't seem in control. He was just very annoyed with the ref. Porro put on one decent cross, for Richarlison just headed wide. it was just a real poor performance from Spurs, and I I mean, it does worry me, really does, next week against PSG. But look, we know we're not as good as Bayern Munich. We know we're not as good as PSG. We know we're not as good as some of these top sides in the Premier League. It's not nothing new there. But what the worry is how poor we look. So when I look at that game, I can't say that was good. That went well. There was a good period of possession. Looked like something was coming together, and that forward line is a massive concern, and it's growing by the day. All of us as fans see it. Everybody realizes this, that we need a striker, a top striker. We need a top left winger. We need an attacking midfielder, somebody in that midfield who can, dictate play, passing, assists, just controlling the football. And we all know this, right? We need a left back. It's questions over Spence. You look, the opposition was good. Yeah, they are good. But they've not even just really got going with pre-season. I think that was like their second game. So we should have been a bit more ahead of them in the fitness levels. But they just dominated us totally. And they are a much better side. But what was worrying is how poor we looked when we got the ball forward or when we tried to maintain possession. Possession stats at the end was 58 to Bayern, 42 to Spurs. I just think once all Bayern's top players went off, then Spurs did get a bit more possession. But even so, like, their kids caused us problems. No wonder they let Tell go, to be honest. No wonder they let Tell go when they've got that quality of youngsters coming in. They'll be fine. And Tell, Wilson, people will say, oh, Wilson showed some flashes in that second half. Johnson, as I said, he can't play on the wing. He's got to be through the middle. He's got to have play off the strike or play up front. He offers nothing on that left. And that forward line, as I keep saying, Solanke looks like he's got maybe a more serious injury than we realise. He wasn't even on the bench. We had the news today, Maddison's out for the season. We've been linked to a couple of players, but nothing solid again. And then I look across at Old Trafford, Man United, and they had a poor season as us. Obviously, we won the Europa League. They're spending a lot of money, and they haven't sold many. I don't think they have, and they're bringing in. They've really ramped up their forward line, haven't they? With those 3 players they signed, spending a lot of money. And they're also after the Brighton midfielder as well, 80 odd million. So they obviously got money coming from somewhere. They're doing it. They realise their team needs better quality for their manager. And then you look across at Tottenham Hotspur, and it's the same old story. Levy, wake up, Levy. Get Frank in at least a couple of quality players in that forward line before the start of the season. Because what can you do with that forward line? Honestly, what can you do? It is bang average. It really is. Kudos, I'm sure, will be a good player for us. I heard news today that Kulu could be back after a month. But we need so much better in that forward line. And I think that match hopefully would have woken up a few people at Spurs, especially the recruitment team, Lange, Vinay. They would have watched that today and seen that, Spurs, and this is what I said the other day, Spurs are in Champions League next season, right? We had an awful season last year, finishing 17th, yeah? There's clear that we need quality going into this squad. Yeah, we all know this. We're going to be in such a harder competition. And I'll tell you what, if we don't give Frank at least these 2 top players coming in that attacking area, we're going to struggle. We are going to struggle. It's going to be hard enough as it is. But again, it's pre-season. People say calm down. Give the manager time. Yeah, of course, we will give him time. And we're not going to be playing Bayern Munich every week. But my thoughts are that it was a massive wake-up call, especially that forward line. Absolutely shocking. It's terrible. Sarr's not the solution in that attacking position. Johnson, Tell, Wilson. I don't get it. Frank says he likes Wilson. He likes Tell, but neither of them started today. They were both on the bench, came on second half. As I said, Solanke looks like he's got an injury more serious than maybe we know. Guys, give us your thoughts, give us your comments. There's nothing what I've said today that we already don't know. It's gonna be tough next Wednesday. I do worry that it could be such a straightforward result for PSG. Look, I'm sure we'll be better than we are today. It's at a neutral venue, but PSG are gonna keep the ball. They're gonna wipe the floor with us, and with no real attacking outlet other than Kudos up there. I don't know where the goals and assists are coming from. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest, I don't know where the creativity is coming from other than Kudos. Maybe the fullbacks, but you can't rely on Richarlison being our striker, who he's just not the player. He never has been the player. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm really not. And I just hope we can keep that level, the score down. And I just hope that Levy, and whoever's in charge of the decisions over the transfers, they go out there in the next few days and bloody make some signings and bring in some quality to this side and help Frank out, because it's more worse than I realised. I knew it wasn't the best. I've always not really rated our forward line. I've always said this, but when you see it against real top opposition, then you see more. You see it. It's just Bayern Munich just walked all over us. They didn't even play that great. It was just so easy for them. You know, whenever we had the ball, they just swarmed us off the ball, pushed us off the ball, pulled us back when we had a breakaway. Yeah, guys, terrible performance, but I'm not surprised that we lost. I think for me I didn't expect us to go to Bayern Munich and win, but what I expected was a little bit more quality, a bit more like we saw against Arsenal, right? I mean, we look organised against Arsenal. Bayern Munich are much better than Arsenal. Don't get me wrong, they are. I don't know. I'm sure there'll be some excuses we'll hear from others about why we were so bad, and don't get too worried about it. But look, next season for me, as I said, there's a lot of work to be done with this side to get up that league. That's why I've got such a low prediction with league finish. That's why I think 8th right now as it stands with this current squad. If we sign a couple more players, then maybe we can push up that league. But again, like I said in my video the other day, unless you go out and buy top players in these forward positions, what are we doing here? What are we doing here really? What can Frank do other than squeeze as much out of some of these forward players with the coaching and whatever he's going to do with them and the system and trying to play players in the right position? It's going to fall short in big games. On the whole, look, we will win certain games, but wake up call for Daniel Levy. We've all been speaking about it the last couple of weeks. We've all been crying at the board, screaming at the board. Get this quality players in. This team needs it. All we hear is that we're after attacking midfielder and a centre back. And this is why I question, and I will continue to question, and so do so many Spurs fans, the ambition of this board. You've made the Champions League through the back door. Now support the new manager with top quality players. If you think that Frank can work miracles with that forward line, just no chance. No chance. No way. No way. That forward line is not going to get the goals and assists that we need to be a really, really good side next season. Hard work, organisation will only take us so far. And that's it. Guys, leave your comments as you do. I'm sure you have plenty to say on that performance and your concerns about the season next week. Not long now until the Premiership starts. Please use your comments as you do. Please smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And as always, come on, you Spurs.